Welcome to the Town Board Workshop Meeting, Thursday, September 2nd. Please rise and salute the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Emergency exits are to my right behind the town attorney and also the door you came in. Roll, please.
Supervisor Perotti?
Here.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Here.
Gutierrez?
Here.
Morris?
Here.
Samoji? Here.
Public comment.
Good evening. This evening I've received 2 public comments. First one was received on August 31st from Stacy Mantle. She writes as follows: I strongly oppose the rodeo plan for October 2nd in Amenia due to the inherently cruel nature of all rodeos. The ASPCA has opposed to all rodeos events that involve cruel, painful, stressful, and potential harmful treatment of animals, not only in the performance, but also in the handling, transport, and prodding to perform. The ASPC recognizes the cruel treatment inflicted on many additional animals in the process of practicing to compete in the rodeo event. Further, the ASPCA is opposed to children's rodeo events such as goat tying, calf riding, and sheep riding, which do not promote human care and respect for animals. According to PETA, cattle and horses have been zapped with electronic hot shots so that they'll charge out of the chute. The hot shot is a 5,000 volt electric prod that results in the animal displaying abnormally dramatic reactions to intense pain. Other tools include bucking straps that are tightly cinched around the neck, animal's abdomen grown area, causing him to buck. In addition, horses are viciously kicked with sharpened metal spurs. This led to severe back and leg injuries. Animals used in rodeos have suffered fatal injuries, broken backs and necks, heart attacks, and aneurysms. This was documented by veterinarians, slaughterhouse inspectors, and animal control officers. Animals who survive unscathed are given little time to recover, and they are hauled to the next event and forced to do it again. The planned rodeo includes roping. And she's, I guess, citing veterinarian Peggy Larson believes roping events are the most cruel. In calf roping, baby calves weigh less than 300 pounds and are forced to run at speeds in excess of 25 miles per hour when they are roped. The reason that they run at such high speeds is that they are being tortured in the holding chute. Their tails are twisted, rubbed back and forth over steel bars of the chute, and they are shocked with electric prods until the gates open. They burst out of the chute at top speed only to be stopped short, clotheslined with the choking rope around the neck. They are often injured and some are killed. These calves would be with their mothers in a pasture if they were not in a rodeo. See below. And she's citing a specific website. Calves' necks are snapped back with a lasso and twisted as if they are violently slammed to the ground. Calf ropers become proficient by practicing on baby calves, sold to practice pens where the calves are roped many times until they are injured or killed. Many jurisdictions ban rodeos, outright or in part, the U.S. and abroad. This is easily searched on the internet. The Hudson Valley Rodeo website states this is the first annual, in quotations, is a charitable event sponsored by part of the Siler Ridge Community Foundation. This event is far from charitable to gentle, sentient creatures who are captive performers. Does the town of Amenia really want to be associated with this animal cruelty, which is slated to be an annual event? I ask that the board take a hard look at this event and ban it outright, or the parts you find unduly cruel. Absent that, please call for an immediate moratorium. Stacy Mantle, Amenia. Our second public comment this evening was received today by Darlene Reamer regarding recreational marijuana lounges for Amenia. As a former town board member in Amenia, I have witnessed 2 people who came before us for public comment who were really totally stoned and trying to make sense about what they wanted to speak about and never being able to get their thoughts together. I am sure some of you may remember these individuals. We called them burnouts. I've witnessed this personally and within my own family. We do not need this kind of recreation in our town. It will only spill over to some of our young people as they dare to experiment and don't realize that sellers of marijuana are only out for the money they can make and the next best drug they can sell until you are hooked and cannot live without getting high on the latest and the most potent drug. We have lost too many young people, and to be in the game for the tax revenue to the town is a cycling game. We create the demand for drugs by allowing lounges, and on the other hand, we may get tax revenue to treat addiction. Where does it end? I urge this board to vote against this opportunity for tax benefits, as it makes no sense. We need to put money in recreation, not recreational lounges or marijuana dispensaries. Thank you, Darlene Reamer.
Deirdre, would you like to speak? On the podium?
Do I have to turn this on? It's red. Then you're
Yes,
good.
it's on.
Okay. Thanks for having me. Sorry to come during your workshop night. Usually I try to come on a town board meeting, but with my committee meetings the same night, it's just been nearly
This is
impossible.
Deirdre Houston, our county legislator.
Yes,
For
thank
anyone
you.
who doesn't know.
Thank you. So I just wanted to come tonight and talk once again about the Learn, Play, Create grant that the county is funding through some of our ARP dollars. I'm happy to announce, if you haven't heard already, that the Amenia Public Library, the Amenia Library, is a recipient of $50,000 of that grant money. And again, it is for any 501c3 or nonprofits specific to youth. It could be for camps, sporting teams, anything like that. You can apply for the grant. It's really simple. It's a one-page application. It's on the county website. And the county put aside $3.1 million, and there is still monies available for any youth-specific nonprofit or 501c3. So I would just remind everyone to reach out to those community contacts and apply, because there's money there. And again, the Amenia Library got $50,000 of it, so that's great. And just checking in tonight to see if anybody needs anything from me. Other than that, that's really all I have. Thanks.
Okay, thank
Deirdre,
you.
quick before you go, just about the recent storm we had and sort of county response to that. Can you give us a little color from across the county? We were hit pretty hard here.
Yes, so as you probably are aware that last night, I believe around 11 p.m., the county executive issued a state of emergency. It limited travel through 9 a.m. when the county crews could get out and assess the situation, and I believe it's been lifted. Certainly with the state of emergency will allow towns and municipalities to access dollars through the state of emergency program. So I know that Amenia was hit pretty hard, as were some other areas of the county, and certainly they're still in the assessment phase. I'm sure that your highway superintendent was out doing some damage reports for you, and again, that will allow you guys to tap into some federal dollars with the state of emergency. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anything else for me? Thanks.
No, thank you for coming. Supervisors report. Water district upgrade. The water operator and supervisor are having discussions about what should be included in a capital plan for the district. Altice negotiations are in progress. American Rescue Package. First, 50% of main allocation, $224,671.79 for summer 2021 has been received. The first allocation of additional allocation, $917.28, summer 2021 has been received. The second 50% of main allocation plus second 50% of additional allocation combined for $225,589.06 will be received in summer 2022. The additional funds were from the amounts allotted to municipalities who did not request funds or did not request them by the due date. The total amount of these funds were divided up among the municipalities who did meet the deadline to apply, such as the town of Amenia. Highway garage, the town board and the town attorney are reviewing the 11 bids that were received before the winning bid is announced. CDBG sidewalk ramp. As a result of the DOT work permit for the Amenia Post Office area repairs received at the pre-construction meeting held on August 20th with the DOT engineer, contractor contact, Crawford Associates engineer, highway superintendent, and supervisor, sidewalk repairs are scheduled to begin on September 13th. 2022 budget. 2022 budget worksheets are required to be completed and turned into the bookkeeper by September 8th. New website. The Town of Amenia new website, created by a shared service contract with Dutchess County OCIS, has gone live on September 1st, but adjustments are still being made. Comments and suggestions will be reviewed. Town of Amenia COVID-19. The Amenia Town Hall is open for business as usual, Monday through Thursday at regular business hours. New CDC guidance is masks are recommended in substantial or high transmission areas, even if you are vaccinated. Social distancing is recommended. Signing the visitor log with contact information is required. COVID-19 vaccine information. Sign up on dutchessny.gov vaccine info form or call the Dutchess County Coronavirus Information Line at 845-486-3555. Select option 1 to hear the weekly vaccine allocation updates, then select option 2 to be connected to the Office of the Aging and be added to the notification list. For anyone who is homebound, vaccine appointments can be made at 845-486-2555 to arrange for a vaccine appointment to be administered at home. Town clerk report.
Good evening. Prior to the start of the regular meeting, the town board had the opportunity to meet with 2 candidates, one being for the position of the unexpired term ending on December 2024 for recreation. Is the board prepared to make any actions on that? I can't make the appointment. It's up to you guys.
I'll make a motion that we appoint the applicant, who is Barbara Rotornik from Scott Drive, to the position available.
Recreation Commission.
Recreation Commission.
For the unexpired term ending 2024.
12/31/2024.
And I second.
Discussion.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I missed the interview. The address is Dover Plains. She does live in Amenia, though?
It's Tally Ho.
Tally Ho
Yes,
is
she's
the
my
town of
neighbor.
Amenia.
Great. I didn't know. Sorry. Just make sure.
Michelle lives in
That's
Dover.
because it said Dover Plains.
Yeah,
It
Michelle
says
lives in
Dover Plains.
Michelle lives in Dover. That confuses a lot of people.
It does.
Dover Plains address, but you're in the town of Amenia.
Well, it's a perfect time to educate folks. You don't actually need to live in the town of Amenia in order to serve on the town board.
No.
You only
So-
have to be registered to vote here.
No.
No,
You
to
have to
volunteer on
live
our committees, it's a
in the
requirement. You
town
reside in the town to
Amenia.
which you're volunteering in.
We reside in the town.
They live in the town of Amenia, they pay
Amenia.
town of Amenia taxes.
There is a number of people who live in the town of Amenia but have a Dover mailing address. So
Exactly.
please be, and you may even pay your taxes. If you live south of the DDSO, the former DDSO, you will be paying Dover taxes.
School taxes.
School taxes,
School
whereas
taxes.
we are paying, the rest of the
That's
town of Amenia pays Weebatuck
We
school
would-
taxes.
Exactly.
But you are a town of Amenia resident, and we appreciate you.
Yes, volunteers for sure. I was saying about the town board, and the requirement for being on the town board is that you're registered to vote in the municipality where you
They
serve.
are registered to vote in the
You
town
can't-
of Amenia.
I know, that's,
Oh.
there's no residency requirement.
There is.
For the town board,
We're
there's
not
not.
going to argue that tonight.
Yes, you have.
I think the statute says residency, but I would have to double check the statute.
It's where they declare their residency is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's where they put their head down or where they want to vote, however they want to declare that. So that's an argument for another day. Because this person clearly lives in Amenia.
I am happy to hear that, and my question is satisfied.
Any other discussion before I call roll?
No, you can call the roll
I'm
now.
calling roll. Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Gutierrez?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Samoji?
Yes.
Dover resident?
I want to check the boundary lines of our houses now. No, she's a very nice person, Barbara is, and we're going to be very happy with her.
The other, candidate that you guys had the opportunity to meet with this evening prior to going live on television was with a Victoria Jasmine. Ms. Jasmine has interviewed for the open position of water treasurer.
I make the motion that we hire that woman for that position. She seems to be very interested in it. She realizes it's flexible hours and part-time, and we can work with her to do what we have to do.
For the water
For
treasurer,
a salary
as set in the
the
reorg.
$4,086.
That's it. I knew Victoria would know the numbers.
Is there a second?
Second.
She's starting immediately. She's starting like 5 minutes ago. Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Gutierrez?
Abstain.
Morris?
Yes.
Samoji?
Yes.
Okay, also, I'm going to acknowledge in our packets this evening, it's under it's in the Other Matters folder, is that we have SEBI's Environmental Services Monthly Report for August. It does indicate that the customer calls that he responded to the water line markouts that he had to do for the Dig Safe New York, and any other items that he's taking care of for the month of August. Also acknowledging receipt in our folders this evening is the monthly report from our building department totaling $11,630.26. And it does indicate on here that there were no violations issued during the month of August. And only a friendly reminder, as we did find out tonight, folks are watching the meeting, so we are getting our candidates coming in to interview for the open position. So if anybody is interested, we do currently have the zoning administrator position open, Board of Assessment Review open, and there's another position on recreation. As I said at our last meeting, within the next 3 months, we're going to be having Planning Board, ZBA as well coming up. So if you are interested and you are looking to start something new and you want to volunteer here in the town of Amenia, we are currently accepting your volunteer application. You're welcome to send me an email indicating that you're interested. A letter of interest is also suffice, and resumes would come with those positions that are paid. And as we all know, it's September here, fall is here, and that means school are back in go, so please always be mindful of our young students who are going to school and they are going in person. We're not used to that, so be mindful of our school buses. They're going to be out on the road at 7 a.m. and they're going to be letting the kids out after 2:30. So those kids are really excited, either going to school in the morning or really excited to come home. So please always remember bus safety, and when you do see a bus, we all stop for those red lights. So with that being said, happy fall. Congratulations to all of our winners this past week at the Dutchess County Fairgrounds. It was definitely a great week.
Did you win anything?
I didn't win anything, but Carly won big. Our little master showman that she is for her goats and her beef cattle. So, but all of the students, we have a lot of students and a lot of families and a lot of farm families here in our very own town.
Yes.
And we should be extremely proud of the work that they do all year round.
Yes.
All year round. So congratulations to all of them.
Yes.
And that'll conclude the town clerk's report, and we're beginning with resolution number 45.
Authorizing town board of the town of Amenia to accept a donation for the village of Millerton. Whereas pursuant to Town Law, Section 64A, the Town Board of the Town of Amenia, the town may take by gift, bequest, or device and hold real and personal property absolutely or in trust for parks or gardens, and for the erection of statues, monuments, building, or structures, or for any public use upon such terms or conditions as may be described by the grantor or donor and accepted by said town, and provide for the proper administration of the same. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Amenia would like to accept from the Village of Millerton a donation of skateboarding equipment declared surplus by the Village of Millerton on May 17, 2021, consisting of one quarter-pipe metal ramp measuring 3 feet high, 4 feet wide, and 5 feet long, and one rail box measuring 1.5 feet high, 4 feet wide, and 20 feet long, to be used by the Town Board and the Town of Amenia Recreation Commission for recreation purposes. Now therefore be it resolved that the recitations set forth above are incorporated in this resolution as if fully set forth and adopted herein. Be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Amenia, on behalf of all the residents of the Town of Amenia, hereby gratefully accepts this donation from the Village of Millerton for the purpose as set forth above. I make that motion.
Second.
Supervisor Perotti?
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle?
Yes.
Gutierrez?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes, but I think that the raise should be changed to accept the donation for the Village of Millerton to accept the donation from.
Okay, so we'll change that to from.
Councilman Morris, would that change?
Yes.
That's amended.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you.
Resolution number 46, authorizing additional streetlight conversion by New York State Electric and Gas Company, NYSEG. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Amenia, by resolution number 42 of 2020, approved a proposal from the New York State Electric and Gas Corporation for the replacement and conversion of 217 non-LED light fixtures, C-3 Cobra Head street lights within the Town of Amenia LED light fixtures. Whereas NYSEG, during the course of the replacement and conversion project, determined there are 3 additional non-LED lights within the town that could also be converted to LED light fixtures. Whereas the 3 light fixtures consist of 2 250-watt HPS floodlights located in Beekman Park, line 110, poles 13-1 and 13-2, and one 250-watt shoebox light located on Amenia Union Road, line 127, pole 2958, which would be converted to the manufacturer's suggested equivalent LED streetlights, resulting in a financial equivalent of light emanating from each light. Whereas the total cost for the conversion is $996.46, which will be paid by the Wassaic and Amenia lighting districts. Whereas the LED light conversion is anticipated to have an average annual savings for the Wassaic and Amenia lighting districts of approximately $565. Whereas the Town Board determines that the light replacement conversion by NYSEG is a Type 2 action pursuant to 6 NYCRR 617.59C1 and is otherwise exempt from environmental review pursuant to New York State Environmental Quality Review Act. Now therefore be it resolved, 1, that the recitations above set forth or incorporated in this resolution as if fully set forth and adopted herein, that the Town Board of the Town of Amenia hereby authorizes the town supervisor to execute all necessary documents to authorize NYSEG to replace and convert 3 non-LED light fixtures described above to LED light fixtures with the manufacturer's suggested equivalent lighting for a total of $996.46, that the town supervisor is hereby directed to provide a copy of any documentation signed by all parties to the town clerk, who shall maintain the same in her files. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Sorry, discussion real fast. I'm just looking at the email here. They estimated the savings from converting these 3 lights at approximately $565 per year.
Yes.
So we should pay ourselves back with this within 2 years, correct?
Yes.
And then some.
And then some.
And if I can remember, or if anybody can remember how much it cost us to do the 217,
$8,000.
8,000
And with a projected saving of $13,000.
this year alone, or 13,000 in general over the next,
Yeah.
over the course of a normal year.
Yes.
It will save us 13,000. So you may have seen a blip up in your lighting district taxes this year, but we can expect a good savings next year because we do not have this overhead, and the savings will be implemented. So we should be looking at a much better tax bill for next year for the lighting districts.
we had to put
both
the-
lighting districts.
Yeah, we had to put the cost of the upgrade in the lighting districts.
Right.
But they'll, there's a potential, say, a large amount of savings there.
Okay, I just wanted to make that point.
Supervisor Prodi,
Yes.
Councilpersons Doyle,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Smoji.
Yes.
Okay. I gave you the information I had regarding the marijuana plan for the town of Amenia. In March 2021, the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act was passed, commonly known as MRTA. It was adopted in March to legalize adult-use recreational marijuana. The deadline for opting out of allowing commercial sales of cannabis or marijuana as lounges where the drug can be openly sold is December 31st, 2021. If we do nothing, we automatically opt in to allowing both the dispensaries and the lounges, but we cannot opt out later. If we opt out, we can still opt in later. Cannabis use, however, is not permitted in schools, workplaces, or inside a car. If municipalities decide to allow it, they can regulate it by setting the hours, the place, and the manner, in addition to putting the retail dispensaries or on-site consumption business into a certain zone or district. Retail outlets selling marijuana can only sell to age 21 and older. If a government opts in, the retailer must still get a license to sell cannabis or allow it to be consumed at their business. Marijuana sales will not start until New York State regulations are in place, which they aren't at this time. Sales tax rate will be 13%, which includes 9% for the state, 3% for the municipality where the sale is made, and 1% for the county. So there's a revenue element to this. So we need to decide whether we are going to opt in and opt out, because we need to do a local law that needs to be in place by December 31st, 2021.
Are we going to vote on that tonight?
Well, we have to decide whether or not to authorize Ian to do the resolution so we can vote, because we still have, I believe we have to have a public hearing for a local law, so it's going to take a few months to do it.
One point of clarification, as far as the time frame is concerned, you'd have to pass the law by December 31st. That would not include the permissive referendum period, so long as it was passed, subject to the permissive referendum.
Could you pull your microphone down so people can hear?
You're saying I'm short?
No, I'm saying you need to pull it closer to your mouth.
So we ultimately, the board would have to decide, have the public hearing, and pass the law by December 31st. It doesn't have to have that done with the permissive referendum period. So As long as the board passes it by the 31st, you're in under the wire. And then beyond, if there's a,
I mean, if you would rather wait to the next meeting, basically, your choice is to opt in or opt out.
Right. I mean,
And,
I've made up my mind, but I don't know if anybody else has.
Well, we should have a discussion about it.
well, we are, I mean, that's what we're doing
I've
here
done
now.
I've done some research on it for the pros and the cons, and I've made up my mind.
Okay.
So,
So what I would like to do, if I could, is request that we solicit some expert outside guidance on this. Someone with a medical degree, someone who can talk to us about the varying, any concerns that anybody on the board may have, but specifically about the addictive nature of marijuana versus alcohol versus cigarettes. Because that's the part that's sort of key to my decision making. So we have, I believe, 8 venues in the town of Amenia that are permitted to sell alcohol on premise. We have
With a license.
with a license, of course. We have more than that are permitted to sell cigarettes, and you can basically smoke those anywhere. So I just want to be sure that it's a sort of apples to apples conversation that we're having about, what it is that we're talking about. Get some outside medical opinion on that, and just have an informed conversation as opposed to sort of emotional.
Victoria,
gut-
don't we have to
reaction.
have an open meeting for the people of the town to express their opinions as to whether
Well,
this
as part of the local law,
Yeah.
we have to do a public hearing.
public hearing for them?
But the whole thing about the local law, what we need to do, we have to decide whether to opt out at this time.
Well, I think we should opt out at this time because we can change our minds later on and opt in. But once we opt in, we cannot opt out. And so I
Right.
think if we say we're opting out, we'll have the public hearing, we'll go through the laws and stuff like that, we'll hear everything everyone has to say. And if it changes and we find that people want to opt in, we can opt in. But right now, we can say we're opting out because we want to check all of our bases. We just want to make sure.
I mean,
we
that
are-
would, if we opt out, then, we can research and talk to whoever you want to. But the
Right,
thing
but we-
is, if you opt in,
It-
if you don't do anything, you automatically opt in and you're stuck.
Understood, but there's a large revenue component to this as well,
Well-
and so
Right.
we
3%.
are constantly being asked to find ways to identify new revenue resources for the towns, that we don't have to raise property taxes. I'm unclear. I understand the municipality receives 3%. Ian, maybe you can clarify this for me, but I don't know if any of that money goes to the school district as well, or if it's
No.
just to the municipality.
No, it just goes to the municipality.
So 3% for the municipality, 1% for the county, and then the rest
9
for
for the state.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
The sort of pragmatic economic decision that we have to make here is that this is sort of a floodgates moment. Maybe that's not the right word to use, but this is the opening bell for this type of business and activity. And there are a finite number of licenses that will be granted to businesses that are interested
About
in
700
retail.
over the whole state.
So it's not simply a matter of saying opt out now, we'll opt in later, because later there might not be any opportunity to take advantage of this. And all I'm asking the board is that we spend some time talking about it, and also invite the public to come in and opine. I'll circulate the research I did, which is NIH, National Institutes of Health, the federal government here, and it was a study that they performed on the comparative addictive dangers of alcohol, tobacco, and marijuana.
Well, if we opt out now, we can revisit this issue after December 31st, if we wanted to. And we can then do all of the research and the evaluations and have all the people that we would like to have come in and speak, and then we would have the opportunity to opt in. But once we opt in,
Well, if we don't do anything,
if
we
don't do-
automatically opt
we
in.
opt in. So it's best, in my point of view, it's best that we say, we're opting out till we understand everything completely. And then the board can come back in and say, this is what we researched, this is what the people of the town would like, and this is how we would like to go forward, because then we can go in and do it. I think it's just better for us in the community to say, well, let's wait on this and see what the outcome is for information.
That's fair, Michelle, but to my point, there's a finite number of licenses that will be granted.
I'm
so-
sure if we opted in, they would find a place here for us to get a license. I have complete confidence in the,
Well, in the first place, they don't even have the board set up with the regulations. I mean, and they don't expect it to, I think, for, what, almost 2 years, right?
So since the law has been enacted, there's been very little action taken. So as part of yesterday's extension of the rent moratorium, there was also appointments made to the boards. So the current governor is now looking to help accelerate something that has been kind of sitting on the shelf for a while. That's the apparent look. So presumably now that there is someone appointed to the control board, there might be some movement. You might start seeing the regulations for additional appointments, and then starting some creation of some regulations and guidelines by which people can start applying.
right, we need all of that information from them, the regulations, from what the state is saying. We need to know that stuff. And if they haven't already devised it and they're working on it, my thoughts are, let's opt out, wait till we get all the facts, wait till we hear what the state says and everyone else, and then we can bring it back here and we can review it, and then if we choose to opt in, we opt in.
Jim, what do you want?
I think
We'll
we
just
should
go
opt
around the
out.
table and
I'm
see what
all-
everybody
I'm all in
thinks.
favor of discussing this. I think we should opt out for now as well.
Yes.
And to be perfectly honest, I have made up my mind already. I think we should opt out forever. I think that the benefits that you get from taxing this are really outweighed by the medical expenses that you have. And young kids getting addicted to this stuff, the studies have found that where adults with children are using marijuana, the children are likely to use it as well. And I have not seen anything from a major health organization that's in favor of this. Nothing. Zero. So I'm all in favor of discussing it. I don't think we need to have experts come in and talk to us, because there's enough online that you can find that you really don't have to pay somebody to come in here as an expert.
Oh, no, I wasn't suggesting we pay anybody to come in. I was suggesting that we just reach out to various state-level health organizations and
That's fine.
members of the federal. I know a couple of folks that have served at NIH and CDC that I would be happy to ask for a favor to come in and speak to us. But all I'm saying is that in addition to us having an informed conversation, because anybody can do whatever research they want online and find whatever answer they want to find, usually can satisfy whatever goal you have in designing your own research. But for the public's benefit, for the town's benefit, and to say that we have given careful consideration and due deliberation to an important issue that could have a significant tax revenue impact on the town coffers, I would recommend we just set some time aside to publicly discuss with some folks, invite members of the public. You know, folks may not have known that we were going to have this on the agenda today. We can invite people. I know that there are people who have very strong opinions about it both ways, and have that conversation as opposed to just making a sort of gut reaction based on what may not be
And
may not be
if
facts.
we move this out to the next meeting, we would still have enough time to do the local law?
I think so, yes. We have time.
We have
Yeah,
time?
we have some time.
Okay, Vicki, do you have thoughts?
I would echo Jim's opinion. I think the indirect costs to society far outweigh any, 3% revenue gain that we'd get. Kids are already having a lot of trouble struggling. They don't need drugs and addiction and that kind of atmosphere. I don't think, but I am willing to listen to public hearings, which would obviously be required as part of passing the local law to opt out. So at that point, we would certainly hear from our residents. If I heard an overwhelming majority saying, this is the thing that we need, we can't afford the taxes any other way, we can't afford a new highway garage, we can't afford anything, we have to have marijuana to make this a viable community. I don't think I'll hear it, but if I do hear there's an overwhelming enthusiasm for this to occur in our town, I will listen. That's all I have.
Okay, then we'll move it to an agenda item on the next meeting to give more people if they want to comment, but we need to make a decision at the next meeting.
Yeah, I agree, and I think we can do that at the next meeting as long as people are given ample time to come and opine. And, again, you can get on the internet, you could look, and you could find plenty of articles that indicate that marijuana is the first step down a treacherous path to all sorts of hard drugs. You could find similar articles saying it's less addictive than caffeine and coffee. So I'm not a medical expert. I would appreciate just having informed conversation about it as opposed to just a gut reaction about something that I'm not very familiar with. So I appreciate the
Please don't think
opportunity.
that my reaction is a gut reaction, because I have spent a considerable amount of time researching this.
I wasn't suggesting that, and I didn't say anything to you specifically. I just...
And it's not a gut reaction with me either. I've spoken to the seniors, and many seniors in the town of Amenia, and they're saying to me, whoa, we don't want this,
Yeah.
okay? So, I mean, it's not just me sitting over here making a decision for myself. I listened to the people in my community when they heard about this, were going, oh, hey, no, we don't want this.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll have this conversation at the next meeting. We'll have it as an agenda item. I don't think I have any other matters. Town board comments?
The only things I have this evening is that we will not be going to the log cabin for the doo-wop review. The log cabin called me yesterday and told me that they were canceling that review as they only had 2 buses going, which is would be a total of 100 people, and the venue holds 900, so they could not do it. She did offer me a date in December, but unfortunately, it's the same date as our Christmas party. So we're looking forward to next year, 2022, and they'll be sending me what's going to be coming for them in the log cabin for 2022. I'll have that. Yeah, 2022.
Right.
Am I in the right year? Okay, sometimes I wonder if I'm in the right year. 2022, and I've already gotten flyers from other places who are suggesting that we come. Aqua Turf, it was one of them, and so it'll be very nice. And the Villa Roma, which seniors remember, we've been there a couple of years ago. It was a lovely time. And we saw the Jimmy Sturgis band. I think I'm saying his name correctly. He's a big polka guy, very famous in that area. And we had a great turnout with him, and it was great fun. So those are the people that I'm getting things from. Now, the Christmas party, so you all know, is going to be on Wednesday, December 8th at the Pond Restaurant in Ankrum, New York. It'll be $50 plus the tip for the driver. We have I have a basic menu for you, just so you get it. Oh, it's going to be a sit-down dinner. I want to make that clear. Sitting down at tables and stuff. So there'll be 6 to 8 maximum at a table, 8 at a table. So when you sign up, let me know who you're going to sit with. Is it going to be 6 in your group or 8 in your group? Because all the tables are going to be assigned, and they're going to make little name cards for you, so you'll be able to find your seats and everything. It'll be very nice. You won't have to go around searching for a table or chairs. You'll be directed to, if you're table 1 and this and that. Okay? Also, the appetizers or hors d'oeuvres, they're going to be passing them to us. You don't have to get up and go to a board or a table and get whatever you like. They're going to be bringing them to us. It's going to be asparagus wrapped with phyllo, bacon wrapped something or other. I write, this is my writing on it, and a steak costini, something like that. We're going to have a mixed green salad. You have a choice of a New York strip, chicken marsala, or salmon, and mashed potato and vegetable. Right now it's apple crisp and ice cream. Coffee and soda is included. There's a cash bar. Let me see. We have door prizes and 50-50, and music will be with Wayne Targrove. Seniors, you all know, Wayne. He plays for us all the time, so he's going to be coming to do that. So if you write your check, you have to write it to the town of Amenia, okay? Please don't write it to whoever else you think might enjoy it. Anyway, these flyers will be going out probably next week or a little bit afterwards, so we can get you signed up for everything. And just let me know what you have to do, how many people are coming in your group, and what meal you want to have. Also, if you're going to ride the bus from Tally Ho or Amenia Town Hall, or you're going to drive yourself. Some people choose to drive themselves, so that's fine. Just let me know if you're driving yourself or you're riding the bus, just so I make sure I have enough seats for everyone, and also what your choice of food item is, and I think that's pretty much. And how many are in your group? When you talk to me on the phone, I'll be asking you all these questions anyway, so just keep that in your mind. So anyway, it's going to be wonderful. I talked to the chef there, and he sat down and he said, how about this, and how about that, and how about the other 3 things? And I said, sounds good to me. So it's a little bit different than what we're used to in the past with Linda, because these are new people, but it's a little bit up a little bit for us, just up a tad. And I think it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful evening with our door prizes and 50-50s and all the good stuff that we do. And that's basically it for that. The only thing I just want to remind everybody is the Vendor Craft Fair and Penny Social, sponsored by the Wasaig Fire Company Auxiliary. It's on Saturday, September 25th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. They have a 50-50 raffle. There'll be a winter coat drive. Now, if you have coats in your closet that you don't wear, your children have outgrown, you've outgrown, whatever, and they're in good shape, you just bring them there that day. And they have a place where they will be collecting the coats, okay? And so please do that and enjoy it. It's going to be a very nice time. They do a very nice little pre-holiday event there. And that's all that I have, folks.
Are there any other town board comment?
I have a few items. I wanted to thank Sarah at Amenia Yoga, the new owner, who provided some free yoga classes out on the lawn, and they were wonderful. She's excellent, and they have, you can sign up for classes, which I did for a group plan, and it's a lovely new business in town. Thank you for providing an introduction here on our lawn. Thank you, Dawn Marie, and Chris attended as well. It was a wonderful experience. We have a housing board meeting at 5:30 at the Amenia Town Hall, And I understand that we can now do meetings virtually as well. As of September 1, they have passed another opportunity for committees, town board members, town board meetings, so that you're permitted to do in-person. You are not required to do the in-person access to meetings, and they are authorizing remote meetings to be held by conference call or similar service, provided that the public has the ability to view or listen to such proceedings, and that such meetings are recorded and later transcribed. So for a full description of this new authorization, that's again valid through January 15th, 2022. It was passed by the state of New York in an extraordinary session in Senate, September 1st, 2021. It's Part E, page 35 to 36. I sent it to the town board members, so if you didn't have a copy of it. We also have a recreation meeting. It's usually the second Thursday of every month. It's at 7 p.m. here at the town hall. And there is one other thing, I think. Housing board, planning board meetings on the 14th. At 8 o'clock on Saturday, September 4th, Enhancement Committee members and volunteers are welcome to come and meet us at Fountain Square and weed and prune. There's usually not more than 2 of us, so I doubt we'll have a quorum. So please bring your pruners and some gloves, and we are working at the grass that's growing up between the bricks, getting rid of that, and clearing a section of bed that will hopefully be used for bulbs in the fall, that starts at on East Main Street at Fountain Square and goes towards Delango's. So thank you very much for everybody who has been helping on weekends, and even volunteers who have dropped by and helped us for a half an hour to an hour. It would be from 8 to 9 this Saturday at Fountain Square. Thanks. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Are there any other town board comments?
I had a couple of questions, and one note. I spoke with David Rosenberg, Wassaic Fire, just about their generator need. I know that historically the town has paid for the maintenance of that generator, and I believe initially procured it. I am going to reach out to Amenia Fire as well, but I just wanted to resurface that Wassaic Fire has a real need for a new generator if we are considering, still considering some options for ARP funds in addition to our water district. Did we receive anything from Marco regarding an updated capital budget or some of the...
No, I'm meeting with him.
You're meeting with him? Okay. So we had
We're meeting tomorrow morning. No, because we have to do not just a capital budget, we have to do a capital plan.
Right.
So we're just talking about what we need to focus on short term and also long term. So we probably should do like a 3-year capital plan.
Right, and so I think coming out of the meeting last session, what we talked about was looking at the capital needs plan that he had put together, I believe, in 2018, and seeing if that could be updated for use for the ARP qualification.
Well, it wasn't a capital plan, it was suggestions for infrastructure improvement. The capital plan is different. So one of the other things that's required from what I've been reading is also asset inventory.
Right.
So I need to talk to him about that.
That was the second thing. And one of the things that I had asked was for some understanding of what would be necessary in order to enhance or improve that 2018 report that he had generated to qualify as the capital plan for the ARP purposes.
Well, that's
So-
what we're going to be talking about tomorrow
Great.
morning.
Okay. So anyways, in addition to whatever the results of that is, I would like to remind the board that both fire companies serve an important purpose and emergency, and those generators are due for at least Wasaik's in a pretty dire condition. The last thing was just a little research on the highway garage. You're right. Take a break.
The sub-fund.
I misspoke during the meeting last. I just wanted to correct this on the record, but I had researched when we had authorized the last repair of the highway garage roof. That was in January of this year, 2021. The actual repairs on the highway garage roof were not performed until, I believe, June of 2021. And so I do realize that we did already authorize another round of repairs for the roof there. And I would volunteer to be the person to discuss any future needs that may come up with the vendor should they happen.
Should what happen?
Should we decide that there needs to be a third round of repairs in 2021?
Well, we had a choice when we first got the estimates to do the whole roof.
Understood. So my confusion when I misspoke during the last meeting was that the last time that contractor had performed repairs on the town garage roof was in January of 2021. I was mistaken. They performed those repairs in June of 2021. And so now here we are in, I guess in the last meeting in August, authorizing the same contractor to go back and make further repairs to a leaking roof that arguably may be leaking from the same spot.
It's not.
It's not.
According to the highway superintendent, it is, and it's unclear regardless. It's fine, it's water under the bridge, we authorize the repair.
Well, actually, it's water on the roof, not under
It's
the
water,
bridge.
it's water through the roof.
But,
If it happens
the-
again,
the
if
water,
it leaks
yes, but the
again,
water was
I am
coming down
volunteering.
near the same place where it did. But the water, if you had bothered to read the two estimates, the second estimate said that they were putting vents in.
I
on
read the
top.
estimates, Victoria, and I understood your description of it, and I'm not, this isn't I am volunteering
To what?
to speak with that particular contractor on behalf of the town. Should we continue to have problems with the highway garage roof, I'm just volunteering. You can say no. But
There, he can,
we have now sent them out twice in the span of 3 months to fix the roof, and it hopefully will stay fixed. That's all. So,
well, you're making it sound like it's the same repair, and it's not. And if you haven't even spoken to the contractor, how can you even make that assumption?
well, I spoke with the highway super.
She's not a roofer. And she was not there when he came out the second time to look at the roof. She hadn't even spoken to him about it. And I think before you make assumptions, that you need to call the contractor. He will send you pictures
Okay.
and be informed.
I am making no assumptions. I'm just saying.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And if you need pictures, we'll send you pictures. You have his contact information. Call him up, talk to him, look at the pictures, and let him give you an explanation.
Again, we've already authorized the repairs to happen. It's fine.
But we didn't authorize the repairs haphazardly without checking to see where the original repairs were, which we had pictures, and what the subsequent repairs needed to repair. And if you're not understanding that, just because the water came into the garage near the same place it came in before, doesn't mean that we paid twice to have the same repair done. So you need to talk to the contractor, look at the pictures, and get the information. Because there's no way I would sign off on anything if somebody already did the repair. They would have to do it at their charge, not ours.
Is the insurance going to reimburse us for this particular?
It's maintenance.
Oh,
It's an old garage, it's an old roof.
It is, and thankfully that we're working on a plan to build a new highway garage, and these won't be issues in the future, but the discussion that we had during the last meeting was that it was leaking in a different place, and that's why we needed to bring the roofer in. We don't have to debate the point right now, we can just go back and
No, you
consult the
can,
video.
you can do the research, so
I'm
you can
merely offering-
speak intelligently on the subject. Because
Okay.
obviously you haven't spoken to him, looked at pictures, or knew anything. Just because water came in near where the other water came in before, water travels. Water could be leaking over here, travel the roof, and come down here. I mean, he's a reputable contractor. We've used him for several years. And I think you need to have a conversation with him. If you're unclear about what was repaired before and what was repaired the second time.
I'm happy to do that. And yes, my basement would testify that water travels. Got nailed pretty hard.
Are there any other town board comments? I make a motion to go into executive session pending litigation, and the town clerk and Councilwoman Doyle are excused.
Second.
Gotcha, Joe. Supervisor Prodi, you'll be preparing the minutes.
Yes.
8:01. Supervisor Prodi? Yes. Councilpersons Doyle?
yes.
Gutierrez?
Yes.
Morris?
Yes.
Simojing?
Yes.